Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Thanks so much, everyone, and welcome back. Difficult personality, difficult life, difficult people, difficult personalities ultimately end up gifting themselves with a difficult life. And I felt it was just so important to create this video because oftentimes folks with difficult personalities, their temperament, their disposition prevents them from seeing themselves clearly. So this video, I've kind of made it in two parts, one video in two parts. The first part is to identify if you're a difficult person, and the second part is to give folks advice on handling difficult people. And folks, as always, this is safe space. I make these videos in safe space. I'm coming to you in your homes, at the park, wherever you are. This is safe space. There is no judgment. So it's a wonderful time just to be real, be honest, be open with yourself. I'm not into judgment. I'm not qualified to judge. I've been quite candid with you all over the course of the years making these videos, the challenges that I face. This is just about keeping you lifted, keeping you on top, keeping you plugged into your life in the most positive way possible. So I've created, it's a little test here. It's a 6-point set of statements, and if you find that you agree with these statements, chances are you are a difficult person. Again, we need to be honest with ourselves and just have an honest approach here. Number one, I find myself harboring resentments toward people frequently. It's not occasions, it's just a frequent type of occurrence. Number two, I find that I struggle with loneliness quite often. I say to myself, oh, I'm just feeling isolated, there's no one around. Number three, I find that I am excluded from events and activities. That may be family events, office events, what have you. Number four, I look for ways, secretly or openly, to retaliate against those who have hurt me. So I look for ways to hurt people who have hurt me. I do this secretly or openly. 5, I frequently feel that people are against me. So there's always these forces operating against me. And number 6, I'm a complainer. I frequently complain about little things and big things. And folks, you know, I have to say, if the majority of those statements, if you agree with those and you're being honest, chances are you really could be a difficult person, and only you know the truth and the results of our little test. If in your heart and soul, as you're watching this, or if someone has told you, that's a huge key here. If someone has told you that you are a difficult person, chances are this video has landed in your life for a reason. You do have an option. I'm not all about pointing out problems. I'm about the solutions. And you do have an option. And the option is adjusting your personality. And let me tell you why that's a winning option. It's a challenge because change is hard, but my goodness, it's worth it. It's a viable option. It may be the only option because what you may not realize is your difficult nature is the source, a primary source of your suffering. Your difficult nature, and I'm not pointing a finger and I'm not, coming at you aggressively, but your difficult nature is a primary source of your suffering, and you need to understand that people find it off-putting. Okay, people find it off-putting, and most won't tell you that they find it off-putting or find you off-putting. They will just limit your access to their life. They will limit your access to their life in various activities, and that's where you lose, because you're going to lose out for big opportunities for love, big opportunities for a connection, and it all goes back to that difficult disposition. I'm going to give you guys an example of a difficult person I recently dealt with. I recently had a professional event, and I sent out a series of invites. And one of the ladies that I invited, didn't know her too well because it's a professional event. One of the ladies that I invited, not only did she not acknowledge or RSVP the invitation, which was rude enough, she circles back with me a week later, angry, and she says, well, I just remembered you gave me the invitation. The event is over. Usually people will send out reminders. So I didn't get a reminder about the event that you invited me to. So now I'm upset with you. See, that's a difficult person. And as a result, you choose the behavior, you're going to choose the consequence. That's the first and last event that she will be invited to. Why is that a difficult person? Because it's extra. And that's what a difficult personality will do. There's just always a lot of unnecessary extra in there. A balanced person who was pleasant or easy, just understanding how to move and flow through life, would have been like, oh my goodness, I forgot about this invitation. Let me apologize to Sheila. Let me say, I'm so sorry. Please keep me in mind for next time. So again, the difficult, the hallmark there is they make the simple a challenge. Another example, this was a family member who invited a lot of people over for just cake and coffee and became angry. The invite was, I guess, from 5 to 6 or from 6 to 7, and got angry when people just didn't get up on the hour and exit. You know, just a calm, rational person would have said, okay, that's fine. People are lingering. Let me just chill out. I have nowhere to go. But again, the hallmark of a difficult person is making something simple challenging. And it's exasperating, and people become burdened by it. And so they just find ways to move further and further away from you. So what do you do? What can you do if you have just clearly come to a place of honesty and reckoning with yourself? How can I change? Sheila, I feel like I have this difficult disposition you're talking about. Well, you change. Rome wasn't built in a day. The first step is to make the declaration, I'm done hurting myself. I am done hurting myself, because in addition to the other people that I exasperate, I'm hurting myself. I want an easy and pleasant life, as pleasant as it can be. And so then everything is about internally just taking responsibility. When something is in your face that you could make challenging by your attitude, you say, no. Hands off. Hands off. I'm going to make this as easy as it possibly can be. It's a declaration. And see, change, and I'm going to be making some more videos about conscious change. Change doesn't happen as you think about it. It's conscious. It's a decision. The line is in the sand. There's going to be various options and situations I'm placed in. I'm going to actively, tangibly, and visibly make a concentrated effort to carry this out and to just be easier and more pleasant. And by the way, being easy and pleasant doesn't mean you roll over and take anything that comes your way. You guys watch these videos. I have lots of opinions. I have a lot of personality. I think that shines through. I'm a woman of values and conviction. I get my point across. But I will tell you, I've learned over time, you catch more bees with honey, And certainly there is a way to go about things and do things. And more than anything, what people want and need is some degree of flexibility, calm, rational. That's what it means to be a pleasant person, easygoing. You don't have to sacrifice who and what you are, but when you're difficult, people aren't going to listen to you anyway. So how do you deal with difficult people? For me, I work around them. I either just minimize the contact or work around them with my own style and humor. I used to be very reactionary to these difficult people. It would throw me into a tailspin and I would just become so angry. But now God gave me something in my heart, the realization, the true realization beyond simple words, that hurt people hurt people. And most difficult people have been people who are hurt. So when you realize that, you can really just kind of, minimize that contact or use your own style to work around them. I'll give you an example. A family member, this was some years ago, gave me a very, very expensive gift. This was also a very difficult family member. And I remember opening this box. It was actually jewelry. I remember opening this box and I'm like, oh my God, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of jewelry. And I wore it once to a special event and then I put it back in the same box. I put the bow on top. And let me tell you why I did that. Because I knew the pattern of this person, difficult person, something was going to happen and they had asked for things back before. Very difficult personality. So sure enough, a year later, something jumps off and they want this piece back, or they want to borrow the piece, so to speak, which is code for I want that back. I shipped it back and I get a call a couple weeks later. Hey, it's in the same box with the same wrapping paper and bow. Did you ever even wear it? And I didn't say too much. I said, you know what? It's evidently it was meant for you. So you enjoy that, because I knew, difficult people, that's what we have to do detours, work around them, extra steps. But I've just come to an understanding, your pain, I'm not going to take that on. I will be decent, I will be compassionate, but I will work around you so I continue to have a good life. Another example for you, a neighbor of mine, wheelchair bound. This was a neighbor I had some years ago. I would go to the grocery store, what have you, run errands. This is a very difficult personality, and one day she decided that she was going to berate me for not getting the right kind of coffee. And this was a person, I would go to the grocery store, kind of sit with her for a little bit and endure her complaining, what have you. But this is kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. So I did continue to do a little shopping for her, but guess what? I kept the bags on her patio landing. Thank you very much. Here's your shopping list. Leave me the check. Just slide it through the door, what have you. So you see, she eliminated nice conversation. She had a person chatting with her. That's what that difficult nature does. It pushes people further away from you because they don't want to deal with the disposition or the abuse that can often come with it. Bottom line, difficult personality, difficult life, that can be cleaned up and that can be dealt with. So, I issue the challenge to you. If you're a person and you heard this with a difficult personality, hey, it's time to do some cleanup and just real world application for yourself. If you're a person dealing with a difficult person, use that style, that humor, that compassion, curve around them, work around them, and stay lifted. I'll see you next time. Thank you.